What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Rookies and Rulebooks. This will be our episode 5. I can't believe we've gotten 5 episodes in. Technically, it's our episode 6. There was an episode 4.5. If you missed that, it went up on the YouTube channel yesterday. We did a little solo episode with Vandal, played by David B. Explained his absence last session, episode 4. It was a lot of fun, a little bit more intimate, a little bit slower paced, a little quieter. But nice and short. Go check that out. It's up on the channel. Without further ado, though, let's play the intro and then jump to our party.
Yeah.
Oh, where's Sean?
Oh, you're
No audio, Sean.
Where's
Oh,
no.
how awful. Boo.
Wow.
Can I just
Start
say,
it over. 10 minutes. 10-minute counter again. We gotta do it all.
you know what?
over again.
We're playing the intro again.
No.
Can I just say, that fucking intro slaps, David.
Dude,
Thanks, man.
it's so good.
Cheers.
I was just thinking. That's so good.
Cheers
I do a
to
little
David.
dance every time.
Cheers to David.
Every intro.
She does. One day I'll have to screen record it because I could see you on my little like side screen.
I think I forgot.
I'm just
hey,
like picking my nose and checking my phone during it.
I'm not really paying attention, but
I'm
I'm not really paying attention. But Jess is over there dancing her heart out, and I love it.
Oh, no one saw it earlier, but she was eating some chicken nuggies, and she was like,
the day.
All right, let's go ahead and go around and introduce ourselves. I'm Sean Sully. I'm the Dungeon Master. I've never introduced myself on here except the first episode. So, hello. I assume you know that already. And then we've got David. Go ahead.
"Hey, I'm David B. I'm playing Vandal, the Hill Dwarf Rogue, maybe? Question mark.
Why are there so many L's in his Hill Dwarf today? I'm just wondering.
There's still
Oh,
two.
probably because I had to re-edit it after.
up here. Oh.
There sure
Oh,
is.
Dwarf.
Probably because.
Oh, okay. I was looking at
'Cause I
this
just-
pop up and I was like,
Because I just keep collecting these L's, dude.
How many L's? I know.
You know what it is? You know what it is, Zach? It's some Star Wars Edge of the Empire Luke situation.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a double, it's a clone situation.
Hell
Where's
yeah.
the real Vandal is what I want to know.
Who knows? He died fighting that gunslinger, I guess.
Yeah.
Sean, can we do the push goal that I talked about? Can we push for that? Did
For
you not
what?
read it?
For
David's
Diggy
on-
Hole?
The
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
I agree to it. I'm
Sure.
good with it.
Let's go.
Yes, I would like to. However,
Was it copyrighted?
well, absolutely, it's absolutely copyrighted. Um,
Also, they would, if we sent them like a public Twitter thing, Windrose would let us do Diggy Hole
yeah.
for sure.
Like what I'm gonna say is let's hold off on that until I can make like some slide in ads and stuff for it. So, and we'll put it out as an actual goal instead of just
Yeah. And then we need to have a real stretch goal where we all fly to LA and do
Yes.
an in-person session.
Yes.
I'll bring
Absolutely.
all the cameras.
Yeah.
I'll bring all the setup. I'll bring Jordan
can we?
to
You know
make
what?
sure it runs
I
well.
was gonna say. I think I'd rather us fly to Atlanta and we just shoot it in the Slam Sector studio.
We would
It's
shoot it if we flew to Atlanta. We'd shoot it in an actual studio.
Because it's already set
I
up.
got like
yeah.
3. Yeah.
I
That'd
wish
probably
this.
be
If this
better.
room had an extra 4 feet, we could do it in here and it'd have the great backdrop and all that. But
Yeah. No.
anyways,
we'll do it with a psych wall.
Aurelia, why don't you go ahead and
Yes.
Kiwi Jess introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Kiwi Jess. I play Aurelia, and yes, please, I would like to come to Atlanta or anywhere in that country because that'd be a really good stretch goal.
Yeah, you got to get your visa.
Visa, and then I'll just hop on over. It's fine.
Yeah. Already in Atlanta or California or whatever. Jill.
Hello, I'm Jillian Marie. I play Daerwyn, the Shadar-Kai elf ranger. And I'm going wherever this guy's going because that is my future husband up there. Up
Woo!
that way?
That's Zach.
That way.
No.
That way.
Yeah.
That
All
way.
right, yep,
Zach's
no.
already happily married.
Not that I'm not flat. Not that I'm not
I
flattered,
know.
but
I know
I am already
people.
married.
I know
Zach's
people
already
get us
married.
confused. I know people get us confused, but we are different people.
Can I say to that though? There was a couple times at the cabin where I was about to smack someone's ass, and I had to
And it was
double
Zach?
tape, make sure that it was not.
Well, our friend of the show and short film director Zach Burkett had a several minute conversation with me at DragonCon, thinking I was Zach. So
Sick.
Was he very drunk?
no.
Oh,
No, it's just we're just that boy. You know?
He forgot I was going to be there, and B, he hadn't taken an actual look at me, and I was just standing next
Yeah.
to him. So
even white guys are so tired of bearded white guys with podcasts. So like it's
Absolutely.
easy to get it's easy for the to be
Beanies.
confused.
Zach, why don't you give yourself an actual intro?
My name is Zach. I play Godrick, the Leonin Warlock. And I am very excited to engage in commerce.
Well, speaking of
I also
engaging,
like that we yeah, because
Go
I
ahead.
also like that Sean also now helped hold your fate after you acting up in the green room earlier.
I did. For everyone who is not privy to our pre-show chat, I was being a little bit of a butthead to Sean in good faith, and then I realized that he holds my fate in the palm of his hand like a tiny little bird. So don't antagonize your DM before a session, and if anything bad happens to Godrick, it's because
You know why.
Sean is petty. Sean is petty and can't see past slights to his own character.
I've been reading Mythos by Stephen Fry, which is a book about the Greek pantheon, and much like Zeus, I am a just and vengeful god. Without further ado, let us recap. We have had the lovely party that is the now owner of Troll Skull Tavern, Troll Skull Manor.
Troll Skull
Been
Manor. The
taking-
tavern is just the first floor.
Taking a couple days to figure out where to get a 2,000 gold, give or take, loan to renovate and restore the tavern. They have ventured to the opera. They've met with shady crime bosses, and they have courted a noble family known as the Cassalanters. We now come to Troll Skull Manor. I think everyone, for the most part, is caught up on the solo adventure. At least everyone here in the group. But
Yes.
Vandal met with the leaders of the Zentarim, known as Davil Starsong. and negotiated better terms, potentially joined a gang, and dealt with a small...
He kind of did, didn't he?
Is it potential?
No.
Because
Maybe.
David, what did you do at the after?
I
at
mean,
the
just,
end
you
of
know,
your,
someone asked me for a favor, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, it's cool. I'll do stuff for you."
yeah, and then when you did that favor, did you get like a little? Did you get a little some?
Yeah, but
Little
it's
remember it by, you know, maybe
it's-
a memento.
it's not permanent. It's not permanent.
No.
In
It's
in
like
what way?
It's like one of those like it's like
Is
one
it
of those
henna?
like when you put like one of those like fake tattoos and it's like, oh, you wet it,
It's
and you lick
washable.
it, like type of thing. Yeah,
Why
it's
did it
washable.
hurt
Okay.
though? It specifically hurt.
I don't
It
remember
did.
that.
He has very
You're
sensitive
gaslighting
skin
me.
and he's allergic to the washable tattoos.
Yeah.
So we pick up Vandal.
I'm allergic to red dye too.
So just because the reason I'm covering that is because we're gonna assume you guys have filled each other in on the relevant parts of that story, so that you guys don't have to reiterate to Vandal what the options are. Vandal doesn't have to reiterate to you guys. We're just gonna move forward.
Right.
You guys have all reconvened in the tap room.
Watch our content.
Just when just when the ragamuffins stroll in and they let you know that they have spoken with Cassalanters, and they will meet you an hour before sundown at the park.
Oh, sundown, convenient, huh? Well, wonder why they want that. Sorry,
Well, it's an hour.
Okay.
It's an hour before
Sure,
sundown.
Yes, I know, but interesting. Because Sean, I have a question.
Yeah.
'Cause I get the hoo-has from them. I get the hoo-ha something chronic, and I've been thinking about it. So I've gone through the options in my head. I did meet them during the day, so I don't think that they're vampires. But how would I get one to reveal that they're a fae?
Ooh, you know, it'd be really cool if you had spells and abilities that did that. Divine Sense.
Oh yeah, I do know one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
All
question
right,
then. Question
Oh
then.
yeah,
If I-
good
if I-
point.
Okay.
Unrelated.
Question though, if I set it off within a vicinity, because is it detect every single one in the vicinity, or is it just, can I only target it? Okay, good to know. Okay.
Yeah.
Carry on as you were.
I will say this and take in mind this is not a shot. This is a teaching stream. Kind of, not really. It's not really. It's framed as a teaching stream. It's not. We're playing D&D, right? If you learn something through here, great. But my big advice to players: read your spells, read your abilities. Double check on Divine Sense and Detect Good and Evil. One of them will be able to detect Fae. Make sure whichever one you're going to use, or you could use both, that it'll cover all cases. Divine Sense is immediate, right? So it immediately will tell you right at that moment what's around you. Detect Good and Evil will last for 10 minutes. So you can precast it and then walk up to them if you want it.
Can we?
yeah.
Hey, Aurelia, I share your concerns. And
Thank you.
and in the spirit of us all being there and being on the same page, we should come up with a safe word, right? If you detect that they are vampires or fae or something of the like, that might maybe we should come up with a way that in that conversation we could come up with so we all know. It might not change our direction, but at least we'd all be on the same page, and you wouldn't alert them to us knowing.
Because fae covers what races as well?
No, Fae would be like, I'm going to use the term Fae specifically rather than generically, would be a Fae being such as a fairy queen or a fairy noble. Not pixie, but like fairy, like a being of the Feywild. It would, however, also detect pixies, which do have the fey creature type. It would detect satyrs, nymphs, naiads, dryads, blink dogs, a bunch of other things.
What if you use the term instead of
I love Jess's face of what's a blink dog? A blink dog is a small hairless dog that can teleport.
What if you instead of once you cast your detection magic, if you use the word acknowledged instead of okay or any sort of I heard you, if you say acknowledged, then we'll all know that in response to something they say, which is very easy to do, but kind of a weird way to say it, but it wouldn't seem weird to them. You know, what if you just say acknowledged, and then we'll all know, you know, we'll all know what's going on. Because I think that we're you know, unless the Cassalanters have some really arduous terms, we're all kind of in favor of seeing where that contract takes us.
So,
Okay.
Jess, just for note, your divine sense will detect any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet. So celestials would include angels, unicorns, coatls. Why did I say it that way? Celestials, unicorns, coatls.
Because it's cuter.
It is cuter.
Coatls is cuter.
Deities, gods, agents of the gods, stuff like that. Fiend would detect devils, demons, and daemons, or what are they called now? They have another call. Daemons. It would detect Alex and Molly. Daemons, Daemon, which is they have another name that is escaping me right now because they've been called daemons since like 2nd edition, but whatever. And then undead would be vampires, zombies, ghosts, etc. Your spell version, which is detect good and evil, will detect, in addition to those three, it will detect aberration, which would be like a beholder, or a mind flayer. Elementals, which is kind of explanatory. It's creatures made of elemental energy. That would also include genies, jinn, etc. And that will also detect fae. Yeah, you didn't think of genies. They could be genies.
See, I don't know everything. I don't know what I'm looking for. I just know I get the heebie-jeebies. That's all I know. Is it just? I just get something feels off.
I'm just antagonizing you at this point.
Because insight can't tell me whether I can know for sure if someone has nefarious purposes. I can't just be like, hey.
No, that's kind of like just
evil?
No, that's kind of just detecting their current mood and their current like disposition towards you.
This is what I'm at. Is I just want to figure out as long as I know what this sounds bad, but what race they are, I know what to expect. Like if they shielding something or they're vampires. Stop shaking your head.
You know that Amalia is human, and you assume Amalia is human, and Victoro is either elf or half elf.
I still want to do some detecting.
Okay.
So are we in agreement that we go to this meeting? Does
yeah.
So
Vandal or Daerwyn, do you have any qualms or about going to this meeting?
So
anything else you'd like to discuss?
Anything specific you guys want to do? Prep for the meeting? Set up for the meeting?
We're not going into this looking for a fight, right, guys? So we don't need a
No, I don't think so. I think that we've already had our pre-meeting with the four of us, and we're ready to. The only thing that we have to decide is we've got fair terms on we've got fair terms with Mert, and Vandal has arranged for us to have fair terms with the I
Istrid.
asked for it, but I can't remember the
Xanathar Guild.
organization's name.
The Xanathar
Xanathar
Guild.
Guild. So we could get fair terms, but I think that we all decided that we would like
Go to
to
the
see if we could take a
Cassalanter.
job. Yeah.
What was that, Joe?
What's up,
Yeah.
Jill?
I said we're going to the Cassalanters. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and you don't just meeting with them is not necessarily saying you're accepting, right? You can talk to them, feel them out first, and then decide from there. All right, so
What they are.
we're gonna do old-fashioned Star Wars screen wipe. Good old screen wipe, and you guys are there at the park. It is a small park. There's a couple like pergola. What do you call those?
Gazebo type thing.
Gazebo type things with some seating arrangements. There is a little pond with some fish in it. Few people taking a late night stroll, walking their dog, whatever. And there are the Cassalanters with 6 armed guards. The armed guards are around one of the pergolas, and the Cassalanters are seated within one of these gazebos.
Can I have cast it without them being able to see me? Could I have done it like a little wee way back? Just because I don't
yeah.
want them to know that I've done this.
Yeah, it's got a 10-minute duration, so it is something that you could precast.
Just because I don't think it's going to be a good look if I'm just casting spells around there,
Nope. Yeah. So how far out do you want to cast it? Like before you round the corner to the park, or?
Yes, yeah. Just out of sight. Just
Okay.
out of sight.
And just as it moves in a that
It
when she
moves
casts that,
with
it moves
Jess.
in a bubble around her.
Yeah.
Yes,
She
okay.
Jess is the
she's
target.
becoming aware. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Jess, as you cast it, within 30 feet, there is a fiend.
Hey,
This is before you've even entered the park. It is.
guys.
it is about-
I'd like to get,
It is about 20 feet above you, like right on the ledge of one of the roofs.
just before we go
Mm-hmm.
do this, guys, I'd like to acknowledge that this is quite a dangerous situation we're about to walk into.
If you,
yes, I can see that.
Jess, roll a perception check for me.
I don't think I can perceive this one. It's fine. Let's go. It's D20, right? Everything's a D20 until you tell me it's not. Okay.
Until it's not.
God, it was a mistake. You guys see that?
I saw that come through.
Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't. So what'd you get? A 1. You do have inspiration if you want to reroll that. You could spend your inspiration to reroll that.
I feel like I should because I'm the only one that can detect, right? I feel what, I'm gonna use my inspiration. I just okay. Just gonna here we go. Please. Okay, 11. That's better than 1. But
It's better than 1.
The inspiration's
11.
Better than a failure.
You look up and you pinpoint where that aura is coming from, and it's on the roof of a little cafe, and the only thing you see perched there is a raven. A bird.
I am.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I'll let
follow.
everybody know.
I'm gonna follow some of your advice, Sean. And once Aurelia points that out to me, hey, y'all, go ahead with the meeting. I trust your judgment. I would like to go and check out who also knows about our meeting, whether it be a Cassalanter spy or someone else. I'm going to go into that building and try to discern what their intentions are and make sure if their intentions are to attack us that we have someone there that can respond. I'm not going to do anything.
Well, let me stop. Let me stop
there's
you.
an attack.
Let me stop you because I'm going to be a little more specific here. Jess, you can detect. You can pinpoint accurately detect this creature. That's what the spell does.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The aura is coming from that raven.
Right. I know that. So I want to go and I would like to go into that building and sneak into it and get up to where that raven is, in case there's
So
it's a druid
such a
or
feline thing. He's going after the bird.
something else, but very like I don't need that. I don't want that raven or the entity embodying the raven to know I'm there. I would just like them to proceed with the meeting.
Okay.
And me be prepared. Like basically, I'm assuming that I'm kind of like peeking out on the rooftop at the raven.
So as you guys are moving, the raven is following you. So you could go up there, but the raven will be gone by the time you get up there. So as you guys continue,
did I figure that out? Yeah,
yeah. That's what I'm. That's what I'm telling you now. I'm telling you before you do that. As you guys continue towards the park, that raven moves to another rooftop, following you.
Okay. Well, then I'll just continue with the party. Then.
Okay.
As you reach the park, round the corner, begin coming towards that gazebo, Jess, the spell alerts you of a second fiendish presence. Another raven perched in one of the trees watching the gazebo.
I'd like to acknowledge there's another thing going up on one of them trees over there. So that's another thing.
As you approach the gazebo, the Cassalanters are clean. There is no no aura on the Cassalanters.
Just needed that. I just needed that. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to change this mildly circus music to something else.
I like the mildly circus music.
Well, as we approach, can I say something?
Yeah.
Daerwyn, you're the shrewd one out of all of us. Do you want to take the lead and see what the Cassalanters have to offer? I feel like you are the one who can see through a lot of their a lot of the falsehoods and get to the crux of the matter. And we need to be a unified front with the four of us. Would you like to be our spokesman?
Did so well the first time she met them. Didn't you, Aurelia?
No, I believe they would like to meet the rest of you. They already know me very well. I've curtsied
Yeah, but you have
twice,
you have
so,
rapport with them. You already have the rapport.
Oh, I'm gonna have to curtsy again, and just.
I'll be right behind you.
So,
Right behind you.
as you guys approach,
You got this. We're right behind you.
as you guys approach,
I have to roll for my curtsy again, Sean. You're gonna have to roll for my curtsy.
are you going to curtsy?
Yeah, I
Are you
have
still
to
wearing a dress?
It's your god. I just didn't take it off.
Are we still in our? Are we still?
It's been 2
Are we
days.
still in our opera gear?
It's been 2
No,
days.
so we're
I
in our
assume no.
normal garb. Right?
It's my depression dress now because I got stood up and it is now something I just wear everywhere, like someone who sweatpants after a breakup. That's
so
this dress now.
As you guys approach, they greet you. Victorio says, it is so good to see you again, Aurelia, and your friends, and your names, please.
Oh, do you want? Shall I introduce you? You can introduce yourselves actually. Just say hello. They're very friendly.
Go around. David.
I'm Vandal.
Vandal, pleasure. Daerwyn, pleasure.
My name is Godrick. It's extremely nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure. I am Victorio, and this is my wife, Amalia. We are the Lord and Lady Cassalanter. It's strange you had us meet here, but it's quite nice out today, and it is. It's a lovely spring day. And Victorio says, so, should we get down to brass tacks, I guess? We need you for a
Can I
job.
also note that I'm standing slightly back to the back of the party just because I'm trying to keep an eye on them birds at the same time?
Okay,
Just-
certainly. The first bird has now taken another roost in the tree. So if you have the gazebo you're in here, there's one off on one side and one on the other side.
Good.
So, yes. What had we decided on? We needed you to acquire a specific stone, and we would pay you, of course, 250 gold up front, which I believe is what you said you needed for renovations.
No,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Excuse me, 2,500. Excuse me.
2,500 gold up front.
2,500 gold up front, and an additional 2,500 gold upon delivering.
Completion.
Yes, on delivery of the stone intact. And
Intact? What are you saying? What is intact?
intact would mean that we wouldn't want the stone cracked or broken or
Just not damaged.
yeah, just undamaged.
What can you tell us? Given your position, what can you tell us about what you have gleaned about the location of the stone? Can you give us any place to start? The intelligence network that you have.
We could, but we wouldn't want to share that with anyone not working for us expressly.
Well,
We wouldn't want someone else to go and try to procure the stone on their own volition.
Of course. If we entered into a binding agreement with you to
we'd share
procure the stone for you, do you have intelligence that would point us in the right direction? Because us, the old saying about a stone in Waterdeep. That's a hard find. We would need some direction to go on.
we believe that we have enough information to lead you in the right direction, at least to begin the quest, the finding. And yeah, with a signed contract, we would share everything we know of it.
Is there a way for us to know or to find out if the Cassalanter is low about the ravens?
Yeah, really.
That was my. Does it do us any good to acknowledge that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so without alerting them to the ravens, Vandal and Aurelia, if you guys can roll insight checks to see if they're even at all aware, if they're like glancing at them or anything like that.
Okay. Uh, 11.
11.
8 plus 3. Perception, right? Or insight? Plus they're both the
Wait, yeah,
same.
which one was
Plus
it?
3.
Insight. Okay, Vandal, you don't notice either of them glancing at the ravens. From where they're seated, they wouldn't necessarily have a view of the ravens.
I just
Right.
wonder if we need to tell them.
Yeah, I would say from where they're seated, they wouldn't have a very good view of the ravens. I think one of them would probably be able to see the original raven that was following you, where that raven is perched, might be in their eye line. But you're between them and that raven.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you? This is a very interesting proposition, and we're very interested in pursuing it for you. Just so we get all the information. This stone, is it desired by others? Would we potentially be competing against other people who are trying to acquire it, because that lets us know what a little bit of what we might face. Who else would desire this object?
Yes, we believe so. We believe there are other parties interested in the stone.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why do they need it, and why do you need it?
Well, again, it's something we can't quite divulge the full details of without a proper contract in place. But
Well,
let's
we
just
need to know some details before we decide to sign a contract.
let's just say the stone is precious for historical value. The stone once belonged to. Well, I've already said too much with that. Let's just say that the stone is part of a puzzle, part of a greater puzzle.
Well, we understand your security in this matter, and we can obviously see that we know you're a noble family. You're very important. You've traveled with your guards. Just out of curiosity, these 6 guards that you're traveling with are these the only security measures you've taken to secure this meeting?
Are you trying to imply anything by that statement?
Is this Godrick or Zach?
Zach, are you trying to
I'm trying to figure out if they've got guards, but then they also have these like Fey ravens or whatever the ravens are as like mobile security cameras. I'm trying to figure out if they know about them, because if they don't know about them,
right? But are you trying to? But my are you trying to say, like, you know?
I'm not trying to threaten them. I'm not intimidation.
No. I know
is
that.
Is this all you brought? Yeah.
I'm trying to think of how to word my question. So for example, let's say I were to say, Zach, would you you wouldn't happen to have a droid on you, would you? Clearly seeing that droid there, whereas if I didn't know the droid was there, the BB-8 behind you, right? I would just be asking the question like, "Hey, have you ever thought about getting a droid?" Right? Are you trying to say we know about the birds? Do you know about? Are you trying to ask them a question without asking them a question?
Yeah, I'm trying to ask them, like, I'm trying to, without saying, I want this to come across for our prowess and impressing them.
Okay, that's what I'm
about our detection of this, and I'm going to act on this if they say no, like or we'll know about this situation, like we'll know that a third party, either, like, I don't want, like, if it's their little security birds that's just like alerting them to the situation, I don't want us to like blast a bird or something. But if there's a third party, then we can either have that information in our back pocket or alert them to it and gain favor, is what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to do less table talk.
Sure.
But that was my.
But I'm asking the direct question on that one. So he responds saying, "Just our house guard. I don't know what other security we would need."
I'm gonna do something impetuous. I would like to Eldritch Blast the raven that is nearest to us.
Okay, make a spell attack roll.
I was thinking
of
19. Like shooting an arrow at one of the ravens.
I just want to my idea is just fucking blast it and be like, "Do you know about this?" Like, that's my I'm hoping I kill it in one shot because it's a little bird. And my Eldritch Blast
you said
is
19.
19. Yeah.
Okay. Go and roll for damage.
Yep. I'm just getting. I'm sorry. I'm getting my. It's a D10 plus 3. That is a 11 damage.
Okay. Please bear with me for 1 second.
1.
A little longer than 1 second.
Ah,
Oh, you said 1.
I
Make
did.
up your
And
mind.
that's a 120-foot range with
You
my...
didn't say
Oh, also I had a
that
plus
wasn't
5 to
full.
hit DC.
Yeah, you didn't say.
I forgot to include
exactly.
that. That was a 24, Sean. Because of my Eldritch Blast stuff. It was a 24 to hit, and it was a...
Hold on. What'd you roll on the die?
11. The hit die?
Yeah.
19 plus 5 is 24.
Okay, so that was your straight
Yeah.
roll of 19.
That was it was straight roll 19, not an adjusted roll. I forgot to look at my
Spell
adjustment
attack,
because
your
it was
spell
so
attack
good.
bonus.
Yeah. Because I have spell attack stuff increased now because of my second level. And then it was a 11 damage.
So, the raven plummets out of the tree, hits the ground, and then in a puff of yellowish smoke and a flash of flame, you see the imp shift form, and it is no longer an imp. Excuse me, a raven. It is no longer a raven, and it is an imp.
Can I make an attack roll?
I was going to do it. Can someone take out the other one?
Longbow?
So,
what are the Cassalanterns' response?
hold on. Let me
Oh, that's
describe.
good.
Let me describe everything here. So,
Okay, sorry.
this reddish little tiny humanoid creature, maybe no bigger than like that Charmander doll back there. It's like maybe 1.5 feet tall, with these bat-like wings and a scorpion tail, is now lying.
Soka for scale.
Yeah, about that size. That's probably a good size.
Love that.
Is now lying dead on the ground at the base of that tree. The Cassalanter.
She's dead.
I'm gonna roll for their response here.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Let me pull up their stat blocks. Excuse me. They both look incredibly shocked that you've literally in the mid conversation shot a blast of magical energy, but
they observe the fade dropping.
Fiend, yes. Amalia
Fiend,
looks scared. Victoro looks just shocked.
Shocked at the fiend or shocked at the fact
The whole situation.
Okay.
The whole situation. Vandal, did you say you wanted to do something?
I wanted to get their reaction first, but
Okay.
I was thinking of shooting the other raven that was following us with my longbow.
It's up to you.
I like it.
Do it.
Yeah.
For anyone
I'll
in
do
the chat who's gonna question a rogue having a longbow, it is a short bow, but
Yeah, sorry, short bow. My
yeah,
bad.
not a shot on you, just a shot on D&D players being pedantic in the comments.
Okay.
Oh.
Should I roll for initiative?
No,
Or-
roll, make an attack roll. So roll a d20, add your attack bonus.
Is it potentially a sneak attack?
This would be a sneak attack. So I'm not going to give you advantage. I'm going to give you, but you will be able to add your sneak attack to the damage.
All right. Where would my attack bonus be? Sorry.
So if you go to actions, your longbow, it'll say next to it, it'll be like a +3 or a +4. Maybe a +5.
Okay, it's a +5. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that's what I was looking at. Okay, so I got a 4, 9.
9. So the arrow hits the tree next to the raven, and the raven begins to fly off.
Okay.
Begins to fly off and hasn't quite fully flown off?
I'm giving everyone, if anyone wants to react at all, it's beginning to fly off.
I can't shoot. I don't have anything long range.
If Daerwyn doesn't, I will do another Eldritch Blast.
No.
And try to get that one too.
Daerwyn's gonna keep an eye on the Cassalanterns because in her mind she's going, this was supposed to be a discussion for monetary purposes. Why are we acting like we distrust them?
So,
she's
Daerwyn,
like, what is happening?
Daerwyn, roll an insight check. Godrick, give me an attack roll.
Ooh. Hold on.
That is a adjusted 14.
14.
It would be a 24 on insight.
All right, 14 just hits.
Woo!
24 is way more than enough for me to give you plenty of information on this. So Godrick, give me damage.
Okay. That's not the right thing. I'm sorry. I'm getting the right dice. All right. Damage is only a 5.
5. So you strike the creature, but it does stay alive and is able to fly off. Daerwyn, you notice as all this is happening, Amalia looks scared, but you notice that fear is less of like, oh, I'm a noble woman, how awful that there's this fracas in front of me, and more like, scared and trying to read your guys' actions at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
More afraid of you than afraid of what you're shooting at.
Okay.
Victoro keeps a completely cool, calm composure. However, with a 24, which is incredibly high, you are able to
I rolled a 19 and my insight's a +5.
+5.
So.
With a 24, you're able to tell there's a slight tinge of, it's fine, we can still make this work, calculation in the back of his head as his eyes scan you guys, scan the environment, scan the situation. However, I want to be very I want to be very clear. No one else is aware of any of that. Go. What were you gonna say?
Okay.
Just you.
I was
I'm
gonna ask.
saying just
I
you,
know.
Jill. You're the only one aware of that.
Yeah. Care to tell us what those were about?
Why? I don't know. I've never seen anything like that in all my years. Is that some sort of churlish being?
Can I roll to see if he's lying?
You're keeping the same roll. You clearly he's hiding something.
Okay. Well, good. Well, wasn't it a good thing we were here to protect you then? She's gonna say kind of like snobby. Like she knows that something's up.
Why, yes, clearly, it's a good thing we've picked you guys for the job. If you guys are still, if you're all still interested, of course. I mean,
Can I walk up to Daerwyn and ask her? Like,
I mean, you're all standing within 5 feet of each other.
yeah, but like, I don't want the Cassalanters to like hear what I'm gonna ask her.
Could we
I mean, you
ask
could
for
go-
a moment to discuss the accepting the job or something?
Yeah, so you guys can either step away and discuss, or you can, if you want to go
quote-
whisper in her ear.
To quote Lord of the Rings, Daerwyn, what do your elven eyes see?
Listen,
Are we stepping away to have a
let's
conversation
do it.
I'm just stepping
among
next
the four
to
of
I'm
us?
just I step
You're
next
just
to her. and I'm
whispering.
asking her
I assume that's a
specifically.
whisper.
Yeah.
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 well, I obviously I don't want to talk about it in front of them.
Yeah, that's why I'm whispering to you. What do
Also,
your
am I
elven
echoing? I
eyes
hear
see?
myself talking back somewhere. Is that just me?
It might be through my earbuds.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
push this back a little bit.
Okay, thank you. I was like, I hear myself. I'm just gonna. Oh, now I hear it even more.
That was. I was
Oh,
checking the side
yeah.
laptop. You're fine.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
I was like, whoa, that was loud. Daerwyn's just gonna kind of like eye the Cassalanterns and then look at Vandal and then like look back at them, and she's just gonna kind of like gently tap at one of the swords on her hip to kind of
Mhm,
give a sign of like, I'm being cautious. But like not like obvious. I
Yeah,
also
yeah.
still hear myself.
I don't hear you.
I don't hear it.
Maybe. Okay, maybe it's just through mine. Maybe mine is just going crazy.
What is the timetable that you would need the gym? How urgent of a matter is this? And obviously there are third parties interested in our conversation here. So I know that we haven't accepted the contract. Before we accept the contract, the four of us would like to talk and just have a moment. But again, like Daerwyn said and Vandal said, any additional information that you can give us helps us make an informed decision, and especially in light of the fact that we have eyes on this. We have non-natural beings who are interested in our conversation here, and from your own statement, you've only brought your noble guards. So that just gives us a lot of information that we know this might not be an easy job.
Figure and stuff.
Yeah. Sorry, doing a little math here.
2 + 2 = 7. Just kidding.
That's how I've been doing my dice.
I am figuring out where this date is on the fantasy calendar compared to where you guys currently are on the fantasy calendar. We would need it by the 9th of next month. Which of note,
Can you give us how many days that is?
currently that would be 34 days.
Okay.
Well, that seems reasonable. Would you grant us a few moments to discuss this privately amongst our party? Please don't leave. We have
Well,
the information.
Of course.
And we would just like to discuss it and give you an answer without a long delay.
But of course. So you guys step back off of the why can't I remember the fucking word gazebo?
Gazebo.
Pergola.
Off of the gazebo, away towards that first dead imp, or towards the dead imp, and you guys have the floor.
Can
What
I
do y'all
investigate the dead imp?
Yeah, moving towards the dead imp. It is, as I showed, this small reddish fiend
Does it have pockets? Can we loot it?
Does not have pockets.
It's got a little
There's
pair
like
of
a bag.
trousers on.
He's got a little. He's got a little top
He's gonna
hat.
need clothes and.
He's got a little top hat and a romper.
A little
Yeah.
He's a dapper young lad.
And
He's
his
a classy gentleman.
and his name is Impicus.
A damper dead little lad.
You notice he is slowly starting to burn up and crisp at the edges, like shrinking in, almost imploding on himself. Yeah.
Tasty.
Okay.
So we're in our little huddle. Daerwyn's gonna say. So here's the thing. I don't trust these two as far as I can throw them. However, I've dealt with a few shady people in my lifetime. Wouldn't be the first, wouldn't be the last. If we get the money for it, if we don't die, we get paid.
That's my feeling as well. And
I agree.
if we are getting enough money to handle our business up front, which I actually think, because of the danger involved, because of the fact that we've had to violently secure our own meeting, I think that maybe we can ask for some more of the payment. If we're talking about 5,000 gold total, we could maybe ask for 3,000 up front and 2,000 upon completion, with what we know and what we've demonstrated here today. And even if they double cross us at some point, obviously we won't be beholden to a contract where we are double crossed, and we still have 3,000 gold, and then we just kill them later.
I like that.
Vandal, what do you think?
I think I trust Daerwyn's judgment, but I also agree we could use the payment, so let's tread lightly. Worst comes to worst, this is obviously a precious stone of great value with many parties interested. Who's to say that if they do double cross us and we do find this stone, we don't just keep the stone?
I agree.
But let's tread
wholeheartedly
I
agree.
like the way you think. Who's to say we can't
think
hand
we
it off to
hold-
someone
we
who'll
hold
offer
most
us
of the-
more?
Exactly.
There you go.
We hold most of the cards here, I believe. I think we're in agreement. Who wants to be our Daerwyn or Aurelia, or who wants to be our ambassador to
I would
them
say
and
since
present
you
our
and
offer?
Aurelia seem to have some rapport with them, you guys can finalize the contract. Me and Daerwyn just stay behind and keep an eye on everything still.
Aurelia, would you like to present our offer?
So I'm going for 3,000.
Well, what do you
agreement
guys
then
think
we're gonna
do you think that we should ask for more up front,
You
because
can try to persuade them.
we're
but
concerned.
It doesn't hurt to ask.
We're concerned with
235.
we're concerned with double cross. Yeah.
If we're
235.
going that
I
way,
wouldn't
who's
don't
got
bring
the
up,
highest
don't
charisma
bring
out
up
of
double
all of us?
cross.
Yeah,
No,
bring
No,
up
I'm
double
not
cross.
saying.
Who's
I'm
got
not
the
saying
highest
that.
charisma?
Bring it. Oh, we wouldn't. I have a 3. In
You and Godrick have the same charisma.
Okay,
and
that's why I just wanted to check. 'Cause if
Daerwyn-
we're gonna be trying to, you know.
Daerwyn, what's yours?
I have a higher deception and intimidation. I have a +5 to deception.
Are we trying to intimidate
don't
or are
have
we trying to
range.
charm them into? Because I don't think intimidating our
Charming.
employers is probably the
Yeah.
best route. I
My
think
intimidation, my
No, I
charisma,
agree.
and my persuasion are all
Sorry,
+1.
Aurelia, Vandal, and Godrick all have the same charisma.
persuasion.
Charisma. So one of you, just one of you.
Someone,
charisma.
there may or may not be someone in the party with expertise in persuasion.
I do have +7 in persuasion. That's also true.
Not me.
That's fucking insane. Why don't you present the us our let's go for 35 and accept 3,000, and you with +7 to persuasion. I only have +3 to persuasion, so
I mean,
think
all
you
right,
should
but
do
my
it.
rolls have not been great, but I'll try.
I believe in you.
Yeah. Put him in jail.
All
You
right,
got this.
I'll try to persuade them. Do we walk back to the Cassalanter?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what have we decided?
We're gonna do it, but we're gonna ask for a little bit more money up front.
That's Victoro asking. So are you
Oh
saying
no,
that?
he was
Oh.
talking about
Okay.
I thought you were just asking
Okay.
in general.
No.
Sorry.
So I'm taking lead, right, as Vandal.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll stay back with
Um,
Daerwyn.
We are very interested in this contract. However, as you have quite clearly seen, we've had to secure this meeting beyond what your guards could do, and there's obviously more added danger than anticipated. And we believe, just to be fair, our compensation up front should be a little bit more.
What did you have in mind?
35 up front.
35
And then
up
the rest after. And then the rest after we procure the stone for you.
So 35 up front and 15 upon completion.
Upon completion.
Nah.
Roll persuasion check.
All right, here we go.
Knew that
Here
was
we go,
coming.
lads.
You're gonna nail it. You're gonna nail it.
You got this. This is gonna be amazing.
I'm doing it with
you did
the
such good rolls in the
dice.
solo
that-
adventure.
I know I
The
probably
new sharp
wasted them all
dice?
during that solo adventure. All right, all right.
No, you still got some.
Is that a good hand slap
That's really
or a
good.
bad
That's really
hand
good
slap?
hit that you
I
did.
can't tell.
I don't want to say.
That's a
Can I
really
just
good
roll
hit.
again?
I just rolled
You gonna
again.
use your inspiration?
Do you have inspiration?
No, you didn't give me one in the last.
You did
session,
give
so
him
I have no
inspiration.
You did.
Did you? I
No,
had
you
one
got
going
you
in,
gave
but
him
you didn't
inspiration. No, but you gave him inspiration in that 4.5 session
Yeah.
for letting that guy go.
Did I? Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
you did.
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
take.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Well, if is there a little sun when you look at your sheet? Is there a little sun next to inspiration?
There is not.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying I don't think
So-
I have it.
But I don't
So-
think he marked it.
So here's what I'll say.
Dude, it's
I'll-
up to you. I'll tell you right now what I rolled.
I will
It was
allow
a
it.
nat. It was a nat fucking.
I will-
one, just
I
so
will-
you know.
I will allow it. I will allow the reroll. However,
Okay, you're being merciful. God bless.
no, hear me out. Hear me. This is a fairy deal here. I will allow the reroll. However, if I go back and if I remember to go back, because I could very well forget. Chat, remind me to go back.
I promise
So-
you gave him inspiration.
So here's what we're gonna here's how we're gonna treat it. I'm gonna treat it in the game Star Wars: Edge of the Empire or Genesis. You have something called fate points or destiny points.
Oh yes, I love these.
So, what this means is, I'm gonna let you roll it, re-roll it. But if I remember to go back and it's not there, it means something's gonna be harder or worse later.
Okay, to be fair,
Go for it, Vandal.
Sean.
Jess,
to be
you
fair,
and
can
I
it be
are.
harder? Can it be harder on
yeah,
Zach? 'Cause
it's
he's
better.
the one
Yeah.
gaslighting
Yeah.
us.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not guessing.
Because
No,
I'm
Jess,
telling
agrees.
you-
watched it
I'm
last
telling you
night. I watched
honestly.
it last
During
night.
when
It's
you
true.
let the gunslinger go,
I'm
you got
just-
inspiration.
I'm saying I believe I'm taking the word on. I'm taking your word for it. If they're right, then great.
Yeah, take Zach's word.
Yeah. It's also Jess's
telling
word.
you.
Aurelia.
It's also
Jess
Jess's
did.
word.
Aurelia
Jess also
goes
said
with
it.
Yeah.
Because my
I'm
word,
willing
I just wanted to
take
be
it
clear
on.
with chat. I just wanted to be clear with chat. I don't have the inspiration point on me. I could have forgotten, like me and Sean could have forgotten. But if something bad does happen because it's not there, can it be on just Zach and Aurelia?
I'll take it.
Potentially.
I'll accept it.
All
I'll
right.
accept the fate.
I'll
Maybe not
accept
on
that.
me,
I'll accept
though.
those terms. I'll
Yeah.
accept those terms.
I was ready to accept my nat 1 as pissed off as I was.
No, we're not accepting. This is very important
Here's
to
your,
us.
nice
Maybe
fancy
too
new
many
dice,
net
and you
ones.
roll.
All right, go ahead and
All right, so
go ahead and re-roll
do
it.
a good roll this time.
All right.
A good one.
2v2.
though.
I rolled a 13 plus 7, 20.
20. Okay.
Yay.
Hell yeah! That's my boy.
It would have been 8 because I rolled a nat 1 initially, which anytime you see me slap something in anger, it's not good.
So
That
you
one
slap
you don't
both
get to
of those,
improve
like,
though, right,
yeah.
Sean? Like if
Uh,
you get a 1, traditionally you don't get the improvement. It's just like a failure.
On skill checks, you can. On attack rolls, you cannot. So, Victoria leans in and whispers something to Amalia. Amalia whispers something back. And Victoria says, well, perhaps... I don't know that we could provide more up front. However, what we could do... 25 up front, 25 upon completion. And once we can secure the funds about, let's say, a week following, an additional 1,500.
I heard if.
When?
When? So that means that we'd get it up front, and then in a week, we've got approximately 34 days to do the job.
So
in a week we'll get another 1,500.
No. It'd be
No.
25 now, 25 upon completion, with 1,500,
Extra.
with an extra 1,500 a week following completion.
I understand. This is like a
No,
bonus.
it's 10 days, right?
Like a bonus, yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
10 days.
10 day. A 10 day.
All right. I look back to the party and I look for their nods of approval.
I'll give a thumbs up to that. Yeah.
All right, we accept.
Yep.
Okay.
It's safe to say we accept your terms.
Amalia motions to one of the guardsmen, who brings over a tube, like this, a little tube, out of which she pulls a sheaf of paper, a contract, hands it to Victoro, and a feathered pen, and says, "Very well. Shall we sign on it?" And he signs his name in one spot and passes the contract over.
I'll sign
Now,
it. Do we all need to
as,
sign it, or just one of us?
Um.
I'm assuming all of us.
Well,
However,
really, just one of you needs to.
Okay.
as this is not Daerwyn's first rodeo, can she look over the contract to make sure there's nothing fishy in it or anything weird?
So, as Vandal's going to sign it, Daerwyn reached over, grabs it. It reads, and I'm going to give you a.
I would also like to roll an investigation check on it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give you the
I'm a
the basic of it, and then I'll have both of you guys roll investigation. It reads, and you can roll investigation or history. It reads, the parties will be provided 2,500 gold as payment up front. For the securing of the specified object to be disclosed upon agreement of the contract. Object is a stone with a stone with no specified value. Stone is a specific and distinguishable object. Upon completion, on or before Tarshak 9, which is the date that you must complete it on the 9th day of Tarshak, they will provide an additional 2,500 gold, and then you see Victoro has scrawled below that, and 1,500 gold within a 10-day of completion. Yeah.
Now, are there? Do I need a roll, or can I ask? Are there penalties attached to this?
Yeah. Go ahead and Daerwyn and Godrick both roll. Investigation or history, your choice. But tell me which one.
Daerwyn,
Daerwyn,
I
is
did
that
is investigation.
investigation? Okay.
Investigation 15.
Yeah, I did investigation. Investigation and history are the same. +5 for me. It's 22.
Mine are not.
I mean, it's the contract is as I've said, and then at the last line is failure to deliver specified object will upon failure to deliver a specified object, the signees will need to return the full amount within a 10-day, plus a 1,000 gold fee.
Well,
You got me.
Hold on.
Because at first
hold
it
on.
said secure, and now it says deliver. So I was like, it never says to deliver it. Okay.
What I would like to say is that we need to modify this contract just a little bit. You are providing us the information to go and find it. If it turns out that this has been secured by another party,
Then you'll secure it from them.
But hold on, then. What if a lawful party has secured this, and
Who's to say
there
that's
can
lawful?
be an additional fee negotiated? Because let's just say, I'm just hypothetically saying that the city guards happen upon this, and it goes into the city council vaults. That is a different conversation and a different measure of payment than we are talking about.
So Amalia, who hasn't spoken much until this point, says, if it ends up in the city vault, then you will acquire it from the city vault. It isn't a different conversation. That's why we're hiring adventurers.
Daerwyn's just
gonna
going to
speak
go
on
ahead
it.
and sign the contract.
Yeah.
All right, Daerwyn signs the contract. I was gonna say with the investigation.
I would like
let me give you.
I would like to all of us. I would like to endorse it along with Daerwyn. I want us all to be on the hook, or I at least also want to be on the hook.
Well,
Godrick.
what was the investigation?
So with the investigation, the only things you notice is that it is printed on a very fine paper. Aside from the amendment that's added, the handwriting, the typeface is tight, severe, and very sharp. Very sharp lines.
Professional.
Not just professional, but like whoever's writing this has a distinct style.
Would Daerwyn have seen it before? This writing?
Are you proficient in either scribes tools or for a forgery kit?
No.
Okay.
I would be proficient in scribes tools
is it
as a researcher.
Is it written there on your sheet? Or calligraphy tools, rather?
It would be in features and traits, I would assume, right?
Yeah.
It would be under tools and proficiencies.
Okay.
I don't have any tools.
There's proficiencies in languages.
Yeah, it would be under that. Under that.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not.
No, I'm not. Okay, never mind. I thought as a researcher I would be.
I don't know
would
if this
have
counts.
that.
I have a forgery kit as a tool.
So that would give you some amount of information.
Okay.
So if you want to roll an intelligence, so roll a d20, add your intelligence, and add your proficiency, which is +2. So intelligence, whatever that is, and then a +2 for proficiency.
Oh, 20, so 23.
23. You don't recognize the specific hand.
Okay.
But what you know about in your line of work, this would indicate someone who doesn't write, who writes a lot, writes enough to make sure that whatever they have written is noticed, paid attention to, and they're used to writing forceful documents, right? They're not writing. They're writing a lot of contracts or a lot of legal decrees. They're not writing novels.
And Sean, could we all tell just from Victoro adding the addendum that
It's not his
it was
handwriting.
not written in his
Yeah.
hand?
Correct.
Yes. Okay.
All in all, a legal document, essentially. It's
Yeah.
pretty much.
It's like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lawyer wrote
Yeah.
it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Pre-printing press.
No, the printing press exists. There are.
But it's not. It's
Yeah.
it's not a.
It is handwritten.
This was a deliberate document.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um.
Sorry.
I'm gonna sign it.
Okay.
So we've all.
And then
we're
Vandal,
all
are you signing it?
Vandal, are you also?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll sign it.
Yeah.
Very well. It is done. We will have someone come and bring by the documents and the information the intel. He says he lets you know he'll have someone bring the information and the first installment to your place of business tomorrow.
Okay.
Great.
So
It was great doing business with y'all, and maybe watch out for these imps because they're around.
we
And,
will. We'll make sure our.
we won't always be here to protect you.
No, but thankfully we have our guards, and we will be off. We look to hear from you next month. So you guys.
I want to do something.
Okay.
I want to cast Unseen Servant. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, Unseen Servant.
Okay.
And I would like to have that as we're walking away, that servant eavesdrop and then report back to me.
Is it a visible servant? Can they see a little
No, it's
servant?
No, it's
literally-
called Unseen
no,
Servant.
It's literally called Unseen
Oh,
Servant.
it's called. Oh,
And as long as it
wow,
doesn't take, any actions, it only has a 60-foot range.
So,
But what I would like to do is
So it does. It is verbal, somatic, and material. So it is all three spell components. So casting it would be visible to them.
So they would know that you do.
However,
Yeah.
however,
hold on. I would like to use deception. I would
Doesn't
like
work-
to use
doesn't work
deception
though.
and say,
doesn't work. That way.
Doesn't work that
well,
way.
no, not deception to hide it. Let me explain what I was trying to do before. I'll do it.
I am going to cast a protective ward over this area to make sure that no other unseen eyes can follow you and your protectors home. I'm just going to cast a little, just a small token of our friendship, a little protection ward, and this will make sure that no one can follow you home. And so a little flourish of my wand, a few words, and then you will be sure to be protected, at least to the bounds of this park, where you can away in your carriage and be secure.
And with that explanation, I would cast Unseen Servant to eavesdrop on them.
So, roll me a deception check.
Fucking yeah. That's a 20.
Okay.
15 plus 5.
I'm gonna let you know. Victoro rolled a 1,
Yeah.
and Amalia rolled a 2.
Yeah, Victoria. Victoria and Amalia suck ass. My Sean dice
they
are rolling
still-
hot.
They still look suspicious. However, they don't object or say anything. You do so. I want to check something. Okay.
Do you need me to clarify my intentions at all with this?
No. You just want them. You just want them. You want it to listen in and see what they
As
say.
we're
when you
walking
leave.
away, I want to hear the little snatch of. I want to hear their initial thoughts of us attacking those ravens, the imps. What their initial thoughts, and I know I only have 60 feet, so I know that's a very narrow.
So you guys begin heading back to the tavern. As you get to that corner where you turned where the cafe was, that's about 60 feet. You can linger there.
No, I think I summon. I want the initial minute that it took us to stroll there.
You can't hear through the servant.
No, I can't hear from the servant, but I can tell the servant to listen and then come tell us.
Sure. Do you tell the servant to listen?
That's what the servant unseen.
Well, but I mean, you have
listen to what they say.
You have to. Oh no, you can mentally command the servant.
Yes. Yeah. I can tell the servant can listen, take basic physical actions,
So this is wild, but I don't actually. Okay, this is wild. I don't know that the servant can actually listen.
The servant can, if the servant can perform simple tasks that a servant could do, such as fetching things, cleaning, mending, folding clothes, letting fire,
let me emphasize.
You assume that it can be driven.
Nope. And let me tell you,
you can. That thing has ears.
Zach, hold on. Let me tell you why. Because it explicitly says you can mentally command the servant to move up to 15 feet and interact with an object.
It doesn't say to listen and spy.
You are asking, and this is. Hold on. Let me explain. The reason I'm not sure that this works is the same reason I said that you can't deceive the spell you're doing, because there is another class or spell or ability that does exactly what you're asking. However, here's what I will say. I will allow it. I would encourage you to consider Find Familiar upon level up.
What would Find Familiar would just be like I get a cat or a rat or something, right?
That you can mentally hear through its senses.
Gotcha.
I
don't want you to don't give me if this doesn't work.
No. I like
it.
I'll tell you why I'm letting it happen. I think it's clever. However, I'm just saying, in the future, consider Find Familiar for exactly this function.
I gotcha.
But yeah, and in D&D, typically, the spell's going to tell you exactly what it does. If it doesn't say that it can do that, for example, it doesn't give this any passive perception or any mental stats, meaning the only stat it gives it is a strength, right? Whereas a familiar has a full stat block, including perception.
Sure.
So, for example, if they're whispering, the familiar can't perceive that. Because the familiar doesn't have any senses. And it explicitly says you can mentally command it. Meaning you can't... Meaning even if you verbally commanded it, if for some... Hypothetically, if you were verbally commanding it, your brain is also imparting willpower, which means you're mentally commanding it. But in
the reason that I... Sorry, Sean, I didn't mean it.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was going to say, in some crazy world where your brain wasn't working, but your mouth was, and you said, hey, go iron those clothes.
But it says, the servant can perform simple tasks that a human servant could do. That is the...
But then it says
But if I had a human... But it says, it gives examples.
Right.
But it says, it can do tasks that a human servant could do. I could tell a human servant... Go listen at that door.
I agree. but it doesn't have any senses, right? It doesn't list
I don't
any
want to
senses
rule.
for it.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
And I certainly don't want to rules monger.
But like I said, I think
all.
it's clever. I think it's clever, so we're gonna do it. So after now, here's the issue: if you move more than 60 feet from the reason I said you have to wait around the corner, if you move more than 60
Right.
feet from it, it will disappear.
It disappears
When
Yes.
you resummon
no,
it.
I want to.
It doesn't have any object permanence, so when you resummon it, it won't remember.
No.
As you guys linger there a couple minutes, it comes back around the corner. You can't see it, but you know it's there. Here's the catch. I'm gonna fill in the gap for you. You pull out a piece of paper and a pen, and it scribes on that paper, "Man, I'm pretty sure they're on to us. Woman, they definitely know those were ours. Man,
Oh.
we'll deal with them if we have to. I think they're good for it."
Well,
There we go.
and I assume everybody sees that we're all like at the corner. We all see this paper.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
there's a floating piece of
obviously-
parchment with a pen moving
there's
on
what
it.
everyone's
Yeah.
reading. Yeah, it's a fucking wishbone situation. We can obviously see that they're not being 100% honest with us. I don't necessarily think
Whoever
that
is.
changes our. It doesn't
We've already
change
signed the
our
contract.
objective.
Not my
We've
first
already-
time dealing with rich people with their guards and their insecurities.
Right. I agree, Daerwyn. And then tomorrow we start work on the inn, and we can start work on this, and we will see what happens.
Well, we need to contact the guild masters, right, to get them to start the construction. Because when they bring us the gold
I
tomorrow,
agree.
right?
Yes, I think we should send some paper birds around, and let them know that we can pay the guild fees and pay up front all of our construction fees, and then while they're at it, we can start looking into this gem.
Okay.
All right, so you guys return to Troll Skull Manor. Is there any other conversations you want to have before we move to the next day?
Piss off, ghost.
So
I say that as I cross the threshold.
of
Jess
course.
has to say it because
Yeah.
she has the
Oh,
accent.
God. The what?
Yeah.
Piss off ghost. Yeah.
Dance,
You gotta do the
dance
shit.
for me, monkey, dance.
Yeah.
All right. So this is where we're gonna take our break. It's currently 7:40. Whatever time that is for the rest of the world, I don't know.
10:40 Eastern.
10:40. God knows what time in Kiwiville.
I think it's Wednesday for New Zealand.
Yeah, it's
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday at 5:37 in New Zealand. We're gonna be back
Pretty
at 7:51. So exactly 10 minutes from now, we're gonna come back. We're gonna go to a quick break. Let me cue up the break. We will see you then. Nope, that's the wrong button.
Discord for
Yay.
the players.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, welcome back. That was a painless, fine discussion, right? I mean, I feel like the PCs got the better of that deal there. We're gonna rejoin our party. I'm just giving them a second to be ready for us to cut back to them. Hopefully, I actually have audio right now. They're giving me a thumbs up, so I'm guessing that's a yes. All right, hello, party.
Hello.
Hello.
So real quick, I got to roll for hijinks. Vandal.
What's your name?
You, as
Phenomenal outfit.
as you sleep for the evening,
Ooh.
you feel the sensation of something crawling up your arm,
We told it to be gone as soon as we walked in the house. What is
wrapping.
Yeah, Aurelia said piss off ghost. Isn't that not a magical binding charm?
Crawling up your arm, wrapping around your arm, and then slowly encircling your entire body. And
Ew.
as you wake up, you feel the sensation of a giant constrictor snake wrapped around you. But nothing's there. And it passes. The next morning,
Thanks, I hate it.
Can't do anything with that? All right, cool.
that is our
Vandal. What does Vandal get to do about this?
that is our
Vandal, what
haunting.
do you say?
That is our haunting for the evening.
Ah,
Sick.
So as we transition here, the next morning you receive two things. You receive a chest filled with 2,500 gold. Rather, I should say, a chest with 200 platinum and 500 gold. In the form of bars. So each bar is so it's however that maths out. So it's the bars
we get it.
the bars are worth 50 each. So 50 platinum per bar and 50 gold per bar. And in the amount of 2,500 gold total. Which I'm going to suggest a thing here. Jess, I think you're taking ridiculous notes. Okay. Jess, I'm going to appoint...
we always gotta have one.
I'm going to appoint you in charge of party inventory.
No, I
Okay.
have the entirety of it in a Google Doc.
So yeah, whoever wants to write that down, a Google Doc's a great idea. If you want to add
It's gonna be easier for everyone.
2,500 gold to the party inventory. You also receive a set of documents, including several sketches, some detailed information. Here's what your target is. Your target is a sort of seafoam green, tealish blue, whatever color. It's the color of the D12 on this reference sheet.
Okay.
Stone, ovular stone, about this big, with 3 black gems set into like 3 black pearls almost set into them. Set into it.
Circular gems.
It's almost like they're not quite circular.
Spherical.
They're like almond shaped. They look like they're set into the stone and then the stone formed around them, almost to make an eye in the stone, like an almond-shaped eye in the stone. The artifact is apparently called the Stone of Galore.
How big is it again?
It's about this big.
So not small enough to fit in a locket then.
Not
you-
small enough to fit in the locket. I
you
sure.
put it in like a bag.
This
I
doesn't
sure
relate to the
can.
Wounds, Rainier.
I think I found an image. I'll paste that in the
This
in our
doesn't.
Discord.
Rainier was.
Oh,
Don't Google
yeah.
things.
Like, it's a pea
Don't
pod
Google
with,
things.
with eyes.
That is
Just
the
what's in
cor-
the document.
that is the
Is
correct
that the
image.
correct thing?
That is the correct image.
Oh,
Um,
Did David
yeah,
put
it's
it
a
in the
pea
Discord?
pod with 3 eyes.
It is spelled Golorr.
That's exactly how I spelt it.
Yeah,
in my-
obviously. The stone was once in the possession of Lord Daggalt Neverember.
Daggle?
Daggalt, Dagult, Daggalt.
That's a gross looking stone. Looks like a pea pod.
Yeah. Lord Daggalt
Yeah, that's a
Neverember,
gross-
and it is now
Who is Rainier's dad? Rainier's grandfather?
who, for those paying attention, is Rainier's father.
I was gonna say Never Ember sounds familiar.
Sure is. And now is last known to have been in possession of Xanathar.
Do we know that it belonged to his grandfather?
It's in the
Like-
it's in the document.
Okay.
Yeah, that's in the
And
document.
also, wasn't... Am I conflating different Z names? Was that not... The Xanathar Guild, isn't that what was offering Vandal?
That would be the
Wow.
Zentarim.
Ah, yes, so it's different.
The Zentarim and the
Xanathar
Xanathar
Guild's
Guild.
the one that kidnapped him, right?
The Xanathar Guild is the one that kidnapped. Well, no.
With mind was
The Zen-
I know that we have... Hold
The
on.
the Zentarim kidnapped Rainier and Floon, and then
Yes.
the Xanathar Guild kidnapped Floon from the Zentarim.
so much
Yes,
kidnapping.
and we rescued Floon from the
Xanathar Guild.
Xanathar Guild.
And you rescued Rainier from the Zentarim. However, I would like to clarify, those Zentarim are a separate group of Zentarim from the ones Vandal is working with.
Right.
Got it.
They are two rival sects of the same gang.
Can we assume that this morning we have paper birded the guilds and started?
Yeah, I want to cover
renovation.
I want to cover the
Before
stone first. So, do you guys have any questions on the stone? And it may be in the document.
Do we know?
Because I don't want to just
What,
info dump the stone on you, right? So if
No,
you guys have
no.
any specific questions,
So
so it's
we don't know. Like, I'm assuming there's some kind of like magical quality, or they're not just collecting some diamond for monetary worth. There's some kind of magical properties or some kind of something.
so
Would that
the
be in the doc-
the document doesn't reference that in particular. It references that what it does say is that it is the key to Neverember's enigma.
Would any
Could
of us
I-
have any idea what that is?
No idea.
In my history,
Mhm.
could I history check that document that were provided at the Troll Skull Tavern? We're basically getting like, here's all the mission briefings, right? Could I history check those? And knowing that I have a racial, not a racial trait, but a trait that is researcher.
Mhm.
So I would either, if I don't know the information, I would know at your discretion where I could find it.
Mhm.
So, can I roll for that or no, just know it? I don't know.
Are you specifically asking about Neverember's Enigma or just the document as a whole?
Well, so I'm asking. What I'm asking for is why this stone is important.
Okay, sure.
Why? What makes it powerful? Why would they want it?
I will.
And
Here's what I will.
sharing this
Here's what I will tell you. You have never heard of this stone. You don't know any record of it. If there is a record of it, it would be kept in mages' towers or archaeological studies. But you don't know enough about the stone's provenance to glean that information. And I will tell you, out of character, part of that is because this stone is like a one of a kind thing that its existence in and of itself is a secret, right? So it's not something that you could.
It's like the Philosopher's Stone.
It's.
I know you don't like to compare it to like Harry
No,
Potter.
no, no.
Stuff,
That's
like a Philosopher's Stone kind of deal.
That's inaccurate, actually, because the Philosopher's Stone is something that there is plenty of record on, plenty of legend, and plenty of information on. Whether or not it's accurate,
unknown.
This is something that is an unknown. It is an unknown quality that there haven't been books or treatises written on it.
But
Would the Evermore kid, that guy, know anything about it? Or
Neverember?
It's to that point. Would he not even know?
Rainier potentially would, but he had told you when you met him a little bit about the situation and had indicated that he didn't know what was going on.
So even he has no idea what this is.
Potentially.
He didn't know of a stone. He said that he had no clue about the stone, just knew of the locket.
Zach, what were you going to say?
Yeah.
As a researcher, if I don't know about it, you...
Right. I'm telling you, there's no...
roll.
I'm telling you, it's not a roll. I'm telling you, there's no information on this. There's not. There isn't a book. There isn't a book or anything you can go find. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
This is an object that was. I mean, there may be, but we're talking Candlekeep, which is 400 miles to the south of here.
Right outside of my.
Outside of
reach.
your reach currently.
Yeah. So listen, y'all know that I am Scruff McGuff type detective.
None of you have any idea what Scruff McGuff is. Just Godrick. Godrick does.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I'm a little bit of a sleuth, and I don't know shit about this. And I don't know what it means for us. I'm fully willing to investigate the materials that have been brought to us, but I think the real question is what the three of you think that we should do with our newfound wealth in terms of Troll Skull Manor. Wasn't
the whole idea to start a tavern downstairs?
Yeah, I thought we'd already agreed what we were going to do.
Sure.
Yeah, what Daerwyn said. I thought that was
hire those ragamuffins to start cleaning the stuff up. Have them serve beer for all I care.
Zach, what I will tell you on the researcher thing, I will give you 2 leads off of researcher. You don't think anything direct about this exists. However, if it does, either Blackstaff Tower, which is in the city, or Tiger's Eye, or the Tiger's Eye Detective Agency. You don't know why, but you think that might be a source of information.
Which is also in Waterdeep.
Not only in Waterdeep, it is on your street.
We'll hold that in the pocket, though.
I guess for right now, we just need to get the guilds and
Yeah, as far as
the money.
as far as the tavern, you guys contact the guilds. They come. You pay them 1,200 gold. So you can mark that down to now 1,300 gold that you guys have.
1,250. 250 for guild fees and 1,000 for.
Why would you tell him it costs more than what he said?
I just have
So-
it all. He'll see it,
No, we
and
could
he'll
have
cost.
had an extra 50.
No, because he just said he's gonna past investigate us
So
for
It's the
inspiration
fucking
and things.
friend cast. It's
If I
it's healing the bad
if
guy
I
all over
lie
again.
about 50 gold, he's
So-
gonna come back and make an
He
orc
would
slap
forget
me in the
about
face
it.
later.
So,
No,
all right.
he wouldn't.
So you guys have after that you guys have 1,250 gold left, which you can do with what you please.
I'm gonna get myself
do
one of
we
those
have to
cloaks that blow in the
safeguard-
wind.
Do we have to safeguard our gold?
Damn it, Sean.
Look how innocent I look.
I think that all of us.
The opposite, actually.
So listen, we're about to do this big renovation. We've got an influx of cash. We've got to go do something, but this is basically a frames burned out building. It's wooden frames, and there's gonna be a lot of stuff. There's a lot of workers in here. We don't want to leave anything in Troll Skull
bank.
Manor that could be stolen. So
bank of some sort.
I think that we all just need to split
So
the money
the
on our person, or employ a bank, which I also don't want to derail the campaign a lot. To us go to Bank of Waterdeep and
Well, we can just say
secure
we have it
our
stored
money.
in a bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
so
there's like
if it's
interest
so
involved,
if
it's
it's
stored in a
if it's if it's in a bank, you guys don't have immediate access to it if you want it. If you
Sure.
split it, it's 312 each. Give or
bank.
take.
Just split it.
But Daerwyn, there are banks because Mert is a banker.
That's right. Well, I thought he was more of like a
Yeah, but he
Loan shark
owns.
kind of
I mean,
banker?
he does. Yes, but he also is like owns a bank.
okay.
So everyone can add 312 gold to their inventory and 5 silver.
I would like to. I'm gonna add 12 gold to my inventory, and I would like to add 300 gold to the bank. Is
Okay.
that something that I can do without
Yeah.
us having a bank experience?
Yep. Done.
Oh, I'll do the same thing.
300
many
gold in the
silver?
bank.
5 silver.
Oh, and there's 5 silver in my inventory as tips.
I will
but I have
also add my
300 gold in the
300
bank.
gold to. I'll also add my 300 gold to the bank. Math.
Are you tracking that, Sean? Or because I don't have any way to track that in bank versus my personal inventory.
Yeah, I'll track it.
I put it in my personal inventory, and then you could just someone do a.
I mean,
bank inventory.
I can. If you would rather, I could put it in my personal inventory.
No,
I
I
could
can.
know
No,
that
I can track it. So
Is
if you're
anyone
put-
else putting it in the bank?
Aurelia, do you want to just hold all your money? Or do you want to put
Jess,
some
are
in
you
the
mu-
bank?
Jess? You might be muted.
Yes, you're muted. Yeah, we can't hear you.
That doesn't help. Yes. So yeah, no, I'm gonna take it to the bank.
Okay, so are you putting in 300? 300?
300 to the bank. Yeah.
Is there any
Vandal?
benefit to putting it in a bank?
It's not going to
Just
be.
holds it for us, basically.
If you get
It's not
mugged,
be stolen.
stealable.
if you get
It's
mugged,
not like, yeah. It's not.
All right, I'll
It's
play.
just,
we
it's just not
die.
readily available.
Also,
You can only
sh-
access
uh,
it if you're back in that area. Of Waterdeep, basically.
Daerwyn, Aurelia, Vandal.
Oh.
I have put you all in my living will, if for some reason that I am incapacitated,
Thanks.
you would be able to access my money. You are all on my safety deposit box of that money, so that if I'm dead or incapacitated, hopefully if I'm incapacitated and there's a monetary reason that you would need to use my money to help me, you would help me. But if not,
Yes.
I don't need this money. It's yours. It's yours.
Vandal,
to
how much
split
are you putting in
among
the bank?
three of you.
300.
If any.
300. All right, so everyone has 300 in their
Yeah, I'll
bank.
put 300 as well.
So you guys spend a day contacting the guilds, getting all that set up, going to the
Call the
bank,
Property Brothers and have them renovate our.
Right.
going to the bank, updating
Aurelia.
your living will. You spend a day doing all that. Aurelia.
No.
She told
What
it to fuck
nighttime event
off.
do I get this time? No, I
Uh,
said piss off, go.
that night, you hear whispers of alone.
I have extraordinarily
It's what I
expensive
hear.
headphones.
That's
Was that
not-
Was that the
extraordinarily
ghost
expensive
giggling, or was
headphones
that
and an
Zach
amp.
gig-
I
was that
hate
Sean
that.
giggling?
That's what I hear late at night when Sean's sleeping. I just hear him go, alone.
Alone. Alone.
I like to I like to whisper that to Jill while she's sleeping, and then when she wakes up, I'm gone. It's awful.
He's not even there. Like, no.
All right, so on the 8th of chess, how does that?
Yes.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
So
go through
31 days from when our Cassalanter gem deposit is due.
No, sorry, excuse me. It's the 7th. So here's what we're gonna do. We have the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. How are you spending those 4 days?
Sean, is there a Waterdeep version of the Ghostbusters?
Maybe.
Does anyone want to bust the ghost? Does anyone want to like Ghostbusters ghost?
Daerwyn doesn't care about the ghosts.
I'm concerned about the
want
ghosts,
Ghostbusters
but I
ghosts.
don't think I can like Eldritch blast them. I think we need
Guys, you can
another
market the ghost.
That's why
we can
need
what?
a Ghostbuster.
Come stay at the famous haunted Troll Skull Manor. Like, we can market it.
Yeah, that's more of a
Oh,
selling
Oh, market the
that's
ghost.
true.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
why would you
I
get
like
rid of
that.
it?
Yeah, that's a selling point.
Sean, how soon after our investment, if we're talking about made up dates, how soon after
Great
our
question.
investment in this is the inn ready for, because we've also already put the vagabonds in a room. We have our rooms. But we have not only a tavern, but also some rooms for rent. How soon are we able to
Make
start
money.
operating?
12 days.
And
Okay,
where
so
are we
not
at
for a
now?
lot.
Where
you
are we
guys
at when
You guys are on day 1 of that 12 days.
Okay.
Down since day 1-ish, yeah.
So Daerwyn, I guess, would be doing research as to where they can find said Peapod Stone, as I'm gonna call
Well,
it.
so like I said, so that's my presentation to you. What are your questions as far as what's in the documentation? So what you know
What's our
is that
starting point?
as of a week ago, the Cassalanters knew that the Xanathar Guild had the stone.
Do we have a link to the Xanathar Guild?
You've been to one of their hideouts. That was where you found Floon.
So could everybody, or potentially just one of us, go back to that hideout and see if there is any sort of
Mm-hmm.
clue as to where said stone would be.
Certainly.
Oh my god.
But
Daerwyn's gonna
but
do
also
was that,
we
was that the same spot
uh,
we fought the Mind Flayer?
That's where you met the Mind
That
Flayer,
same
yeah.
hideout?
They're gone.
But
Yeah.
we also
Same.
we also know that Yagra is a part of the Xanathar Guild.
The Zentaran,
Zentaran, not the Xanathar.
not the Xanathar Guild.
Not Xanathar.
I have the wrong note.
Wow.
Well, I just fucked it up. Sorry, y'all.
Wow.
Wow.
So Daerwyn's gonna go. She would go to the.
So
she's all in her. She's in her bounty hunter mode, so she's gonna
Okay.
go to the.
You know there's potentially other threats there that you guys did not encounter. So
Well, if anyone would like to come with her. and
I'll go.
investigate.
Of course, I'm with Daerwyn. Anything that we're all taking the full knowledge of what the Cassalanters have
that-
provided us, and
Because that would be our
and
first.
whatever.
I don't want to ask the DM, but that would be our first lead, right? Would be.
no, of
well,
course.
that's
Yeah,
what
and it would be.
I'm not saying that yet. I'm saying what else, what other, so you have other options too, right? You have contacts, you can hire people, you can that is a lead that you have.
Well,
Can I go
I
see
think that
Rainier? I want to ask him more about his family history.
Okay.
are you doing that separate? I would like to go with Daerwyn.
So this doesn't all
Yeah,
you guys
I don't think I'm in trouble if I
Time-
go with
Hold
Rainier.
on,
either. I don't
time
think
out.
it's straightening.
Time out. I'm going to
Time
say
out.
this. If we're going to go into a dungeon, I prefer we go into a dungeon together, so I'm not then running a session with two people while two people go have a conversation.
Yeah.
So you don't have to immediately. That's why I'm saying before you guys go off to the dungeon, if there's other things you want to accomplish, you have a lot of time here to play with, right?
Okay.
If there's other things you want to accomplish, we can do that as well.
Okay, so Daerwyn has decided that she is eventually going to go to said warehouse, but for the meantime, she's gonna. What are they? The ragamuffins? What are they?
The ragamuffins.
Yeah.
The
Ragamuffins,
ragamuffins.
yeah.
She's going to tell them that she's going to instruct them like, hey, this is going to be in sort of establishment. If you all want to stay here, you need to put in like your worth. So like, she's going to help. Like you can't just stay here. I love you to bits, little orphans, but you can't just stay here for free. So she's going to be like, hey. So she's going to like.
Squidly says, so you want us for security?
I was thinking more for
please.
dusting and cleaning, but sure. We're not going to be here, not 24/7.
Security it is! And they all scramble to different spots amongst the work crews and carpenters that are currently fixing up the tavern.
Perfect.
And find spots
Precious-
to hang
You
out.
said
Precious little babies.
that's a 10-day, right?
12 days
for
for the
that.
tavern.
12 days. That's not a different thing. That's not like 2 weeks is actual 12 days.
Yeah, it's just 12 days.
Here, I'm going to hold on. I am going to where's my inventory? Can I give the ragamuffins a paper bird so they can contact us if
Certainly.
anything is
Great
weird?
idea.
Okay.
Do you
I'm
have
gonna
one?
give them a paper bird.
Do you have one in your
I
inventory?
have two.
Okay.
I have
So
two.
mark one off. Jess, you want to talk to Rainier? Here's what I will say about that. Rather than dump a whole bunch of information, let's put that on hold. That'll be one of these days. We're doing a whole 4-day span, right? So wherever we'll fit things in where they work. Is there anything anyone else wants to do in those 4 days?
I would like to go to a. I don't know the right way to say this, Sean.
That's fine.
I am a part of the
the Magus.
like, mage,
Mhm.
the Magus. I would like to consult with them before we go out
Okay.
on this adventure. Explain who the Cassalanters are, explain what our quest is, and explain also that we were observed by the imps.
Sure.
And see what information I could glean from that.
So here's the information you get from that. First and foremost, it is a group of mages. Ulcoria. So the way you contact the magists, you go to a guard station, and then they come to you. So Ulcoria and her big steel sentinel thing show up,
Right.
and here's the information you get from that. Imps are typically treated as familiars, or small scouts. They are one of the lower forms of devils from the Nine Hells. They're not the lowest, but one of the lower. The two things that imps are known for is shapeshifting and turning invisible. I love Jess's reactions to all of this. As she calculates, they can turn invisible.
Sean.
Yeah, hold on. Let me finish the
Sorry.
the Magus thing. They're not aware of the stone. They have heard of Neverember's Enigma, but they don't know what it is. What they do know is that it's talked about amongst would-be treasure hunters, conspiracy theories, and crime organizations. And they think it has to do with... So, Daggelt Neverember was the former Open Lord. Basically, the mayor or the governor of Waterdeep.
Which is Rainier's dad.
Rainier's dad. He is not he is not currently the Open Lord anymore. He's not even in Waterdeep anymore.
That's right. Rainier is the son of the former lord.
Right.
Yes.
What is known is that Daggelt Neverember embezzled 500,000 golden dragons, which is 500,000 gold coins. So it is suspected that the Enigma is tied to that.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, I spent 30 minutes telling my party about that. Obviously, we're yeah.
Vandal, what were you, David? What were you gonna say?
Oh, just in terms of what we want to do in those 4 days, I like to go to Schimo's shop to buy some discounted potions and possibly some concoctions, depending on what the party might need.
Yeah.
Smart. Now that we have all this bank in our account.
Here's what we'll do. I'm going to add that. There's a few things we're going to do off camera just because it's easier.
That's fine.
But just because that way I can come up with a list of potions that you could buy. I don't think that's in here. But yeah, that way I can come up with a short list of potions you guys can buy. And I will post that in the Discord. And we'll talk about that at the start of next session. So I'm adding
that economy will exist post session 5.
Right. If it comes up, go ahead.
Oh,
David?
I had a question about because I know I can talk to Dabble and he can set up certain meetings and stuff. Would I have a history of, or would I have any knowledge of like trying to find out more about the stone or where we can go for a lead in terms of like people that might know or might have an inkling of it?
Yeah. So Dabble's contacts are with high society. Currently, none of his contacts work for this exact investigation. But I will tell you, they will probably be useful later on in said investigation. Zach?
Okay.
No, I was just wanted to ask a question. Do I need gold in my pocket to do a financial transaction, or can I do I have some form of a debit card,
like a banknote?
And
Can you write a check?
I can. Yeah, like
Uh,
can I write a check
For large
for
for,
things?
for large purchases, yes. But we're talking like like hundreds of gold.
Okay.
However, right now when we're not in structured, hey, we're covering 4 days, right? It's assumed that
I'm
you
not
go to
saying
the
like for a bribe or
Yeah.
something. Like I need in the immediacy. I'm just saying like at a shop. Could I?
Yeah,
do I need to have that money in hand, or can I?
it would not technically, no. No.
Okay.
Okay.
Aurelia, I am going to give you the Daggle information because that may be helpful. It may not. I'm not sure. I have to find it though. What you know, Daggle's mother. So as far as family history, his father was Lord of Neverwinter, excuse me, which is another large city like Waterdeep to the north. The three big cities on the coast, the big cities on the Sword Coast are not Lantan. The top one doesn't matter. I don't remember what it's called. It'll come to me later. It's not relevant here. You have Neverwinter, which is the Jewel of the North. You have Waterdeep, which is the City of Splendors. And you have Baldur's Gate. Never has there been a more wretched hive of scum and villainy, etc., etc., etc. Those three cities are the most lucrative cities on the Sword Coast. They're the most well-off, they're the most well-defended, most civilized, etc. About 90 years ago, give or take, there was a big cataclysm called the Spell Plague, which fucked a whole lot of shit up. One of those things was Neverwinter. It got really fucked up. If you'd like to learn more, go play Neverwinter Nights. I don't know. I'm not here for that.
I thought you were going to say if you want to learn more, there will be a
Check
video
season
coming out
2.
soon, all
Check
about
season
Neverwinter.
2.
That actually would be a cool video I'd like to
Rookies and
do.
Rulebooks. Yeah.
That's a cool video I'd like to do, but there's other channels that are lore channels, and I don't want to be the lore channel. Maybe I'll do
Oh,
lore.
you don't want to be a lore channel?
I don't want to be a lore
We're not
channel.
a lore channel. We
What do I
are
look like?
teaching you how to do this exactly
Would
correctly.
I look like a
If you
nerd?
don't do it like we're doing it, it's wrong.
What do I look like? Forgotten Realms Explained? That's an Alex Damon joke, but also a joke that there's an actual channel called Forgotten Realms Explained.
Check them out.
Two for one.
Or
Would you
don't.
search?
I don't know. They might be problematic. Probably not.
Yeah, go look up look up I'm going to spell it. If you want to know more about the Spell Plague, I'm sure the YouTube channel is called Jordan, and it's spelled Jorphdan. The PH is silent. Don't worry about it. Great channel if you want to learn about that stuff. Now, as far as the Neverwinter and Neverember trip me up every time. Lord Neverember is the Lord of Neverwinter. He is the Lord Protector of Neverwinter. He also became the Open Lord of Waterdeep. He embezzled 50,000 gold dragons and then was ousted as Lord of Waterdeep.
I am really sorry, Sean.
No, you're fine.
Is that Rainier's dad or not?
That is Rainier's dad.
Okay, so Rainier is the disgraced son of this guy.
Well,
Former Lord of Waterdeep.
Rainier is the son of the disgraced Lord of Waterdeep.
Right.
Rainier himself is a man of some renown and some notoriety within the city, but not because of his father. He was involved in some hijinks about a decade ago with the current Blackstaff. The Blackstaff is the basically the High Wizard of Waterdeep. Rainier's mother's family is also a noble family known as the Brandaths. The Brandaths are native to Waterdeep. However, his mother is dead. He's the surviving.
Yes, she is.
He is the surviving heir to the Brandath legacy. He had his mother's locket. His mother's locket was stolen by the Xanathar Guild. There may be more information, but without looking it up, that's what I have off the top of my head.
And his mother's locket
Hungry.
contained
Something. We don't know what.
something, but potentially this gym, this.
At least no, because it's way too big. Because the gym's this big, and the locket's like. It seems disproportionate. At least it's charmed.
Potentially, yeah. So potentially there could be an extra dimensional space in there that is holding the stone. You don't know enough information to say that. I don't. But that is a potentiality. You know that there was something in the locket that was important to the Enigma as well.
Right, because that locket was the feature of us finding Floon and Rainier, and that particular piece of jewelry was important to the Xanathar Guild, and we have experienced that the fact that people are wanting that, at least that piece of jewelry, maybe not our piece of our gemstone, the Peapod, but we've experienced people maybe on the same track of that.
Yes.
I'm not saying that to you, Sean. I'm saying that to all my.
Aurelia, can I get a straight charisma check from you?
Good. I'm good at this. I just, I knew it was going to go super well. That's how it tends to go with me. It's fine. Okay. Wait, charisma, you said?
Mm-hmm. Just D20, add your
do I just
charisma.
tap it?
Oh, yeah, you could just tap. If you're rolling the thing, you can just tap it.
Oh, there we go. Oh, good. 18.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Okay. So
Nice.
So
Finally.
all of this information is delivered to you over a nice dinner with some fine wines with Rainier.
Fine wine. Ooh.
Yeah,
Is there,
girl.
are there
Yeah,
other
girl.
candles?
Ooh,
Do they like candles?
What do you think about that?
Are there candles?
So
at
win
the
for Aurelia.
Nancy?
There are not candles because Rainier is a gentleman and didn't presume this was a date. He just presumed that he was meeting a friend for dinner. But Aurelia thinks it's a date.
Ooh.
Now,
On brand.
Jess, what I will
Ooh, Rainier.
Jess, what I will tell you is, if you have questions about Rainier's, if something comes up now or in a future session, and you have questions about Rainier's family history, you can ask if that was part of this conversation, and I will give you the information. Right? I'm not just going to dump on you a bunch of But presumably, when you said, "Hey, let's talk about your family history," he's like, "Yeah, sure. Here's all the, the info."
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's assume a couple days have passed. We'll do potion shopping, and we will go infiltrate the Xanathar Guild hideout again.
Yes.
And
We're
that's
back in the warehouse, right, Sean?
so you guys would be back in the manor. Is there any other minor things you want to do?
Not for me.
Before otherwise I was going to say we'll pick up next session at the Xanathar Guild hideout.
I like that. Very
That's how I know
There
that
we go.
bad things are gonna happen. Otherwise, we would
no,
just be like,
well, no, but
it's
I have
not
to.
easily.
It's not
done
easily.
in the next 24 minutes.
It's not easily something I can just drop back in without, with the VTT and stuff without, because here's the thing, right? It's been like 10 days since you were at the hideout. Presumably, they're a large organization. They've either vacated it or restaffed it with people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right?
We're starting just so I understand. I have the screenshots, but we're back in the warehouse, right?
No,
That's
the sewer
the sewer thing. So
Yeah.
we're back in the we're like it's not.
Well, we're gonna
it's
pick
not
up.
what led us.
Yeah, it's the where
Yeah.
you met the mind flayer. So we'll
The
pick up.
actual headquarters.
Yeah.
down in the sewer.
Well, not the actual headquarters. Their hideout.
Their hideout. Yeah.
We'll pick up in the tavern, right? So if you guys have other preparation you want to do or anything like that, or if you want to spend any of that gold, you guys can before you go in. And you'll have potions to buy. I will post a list of potions for you guys at the
Do you have an Ollivander's style wand shop that makes my wand better?
Ollivander.
So you wouldn't really be able to afford actual decent wands yet.
Also, I have loan sharks available that I could take privately.
That's true. That is
So-
true.
You give me a list of prices, and I might payday loan myself into hell.
Here's what I'll say. I will post any magic items that I think are available at your discretion. This is to everyone, not just Zach. That are available at your discretion. I will post them for you guys to see, and we'll discuss that at the start of next session.
Ooh, yes.
So we'll do a little mini shopping at the start of next session before we jump over
I
to
love that. Matt
Vandal.
Gachapon.
Vandal.
Because I know I get discounts with schemos. Does the party get those same discounts too if I refer them?
Yeah, I would assume that you're at least acting as a go-between for them to purchase. At least in this structured downtime. If for some reason, like when we're actually doing like day-by-day stuff, they were to go by themselves, no. But right now it's assumed like you're going to go purchase it for them, get the discount. So
This is all prep
Sick.
for our Cassalanter
Dungeon
like
crawling.
mission. Like we're doing all the stuff
Yeah.
before we collectively set off on the Cassalanter mission, right?
Yeah. Full disclosure, you guys have time before things are actually going to get into full motion with that, right? Just because of the way the adventure is structured. So there's like a 2-week time frame for you guys to, do stuff like this, do recon, do research. But a lot of that is going to, you guys don't have all the information yet. So you have to, find that. But we will also meet Schemo next session because he's an interesting little dude. So we'll actually do the Schemo buy sell trade. All right, cool. That's where we will pick up next session, and it will be posted. We'll post the date of the next session somewhere. I don't know. We'll figure
On
that
our
out.
Discord and our Twitter, we will inform everyone in the same channels that we always inform you.
There will also be a
Discord and Twitter.
There will also be a Facebook Marketplace post for it, like I always do.
That's
but anyways,
insane.
So you-
That's
so
an
you
insane,
can buy-
insane thing to do.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
buy it on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, please like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we will see you guys next time.